Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to Unsolicited Genius. I am your curator, Carlton Ennis, and I am with my conversation compadres, Mo Lotfi and Craig Lindo. On today's show, we will talk about Haiti, football, and provide a special tribute to Michael K. Williams. Thank you for joining us. We hope to give you something to ponder.
You are now listening to the
Unsolicited Genius.
The Genius.
Unsolicited Genius.
Craig D. Mo Lotfi. You are listening to
Unsolicited Genius. Unsolicited Genius.
The Genius.
Unsolicited Genius.
Craig D. Mo Lotfi.
Unsolicited Genius.
You are listening to Unsolicited Genius.
What's up, everybody? And by everybody, I mean you, the listener, because I am recording this podcast solo. Brother Mo and Brother Craig are off in space camp doing what they do. Hopefully, they have some good news from the aliens to report back. Needless to say, today's show will still be Unsolicited Genius, and we will start with some housekeeping. From our last episode, we talked about the evacuation of Afghanistan and talked heavily around the military being evacuated before the civilians. While true in some regard, the civilians were advised and given an opportunity to leave Afghanistan prior to troops departing, even their date being set. So not changing position or perspective in terms of what could have been done better, but just wanted to say that the civilians did have an opportunity to get out before the military did. They were offered an opportunity to get out before the military did. Also, reminder that in the month of September, I am competing in the Great Cycle Challenge. And for anyone that wants to support me, you can go to greatcyclechallenge.com/writers/Carlton Ennis to find where I am and contribute to my cause. And the last housekeeping note is on September 30th, I will be hosting a virtual fundraiser event and meet and greet with Dr. Larry Wallace Jr. He is a good friend who is running for Congress in representation for the state of Texas. And so don't have to be from Texas, don't have to be a Democrat or Republican. It's just we talk a lot about politics, and I've committed to myself that I'm going to do more than talk, and I want to start from the ground up. So Larry Wallace has my support. By the time you hear this recording, the event may have occurred already, but if it has, you can follow up and learn more about Dr. Larry Wallace at wallaceforcongress.com. WALLACE for Congress.com. Before we jump in the show, just know it's just me, so it'll be a little bit different, a little bit quicker. I hope you still enjoy it.
Unsolicited Genius.
Texas is in the news again. Surprise, surprise. In this episode, we have Haitians, horses, and lassos. Never would I have thought we would find these things intersecting in 2021. But if 2020 and 2021 have taught me anything, it is to expect the unexpected. So here we are, Haitians at the Texas border. Now I say this, to not be there, I have no clue what truly happened, what really transpired, and how we found ourselves in this situation. Media represents, misrepresents on both sides of the aisle. So I'm not going to get into that. What I am going to do is speak to my Haitian brothers and sisters that make up my village. I am not from Haiti. I have never been to Haiti. But in my world, I coexist in love with so many. So to my brother who told me he was from the Bahamas, and it wasn't until I heard his mama cussing him out in Creole that he was from Haiti, I say to you, I'm sorry. To my sister who I've known since fourth grade and Every year when her birthday comes around, if I miss it, she makes sure that I know I'm sorry. To my roommate, whose family is my family, whose home is my home, I'm sorry. Sorry that Mother Nature continues to ravish your land. I'm sorry that it takes so much effort for the rest of the world to see the beauty and the magic that you are. I'm sorry that the United States doesn't respect not just what you've done for it, but doesn't respect your humanity in a way that it honors others, it considers others. But in all of that, we know who you all are. We know what Haiti means for blackness. We know what Haiti is for beauty. And we know that regardless of what goes its way is thrown at it, Haiti will be and stay strong. And to America, in particular, President Biden, Vice President Harris, just do better. On that, we'll take a break and we'll be right back with Unsolicited Genius.
You are listening to Unsolicited Genius.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First and foremost, it's free. Then there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM, anchor.fm to get started. What would be the heart of a New York Giants fan? As I sit here, 0-3, I get to thinking, what happened? It's still September, and I have nothing to look forward to for the rest of the season. Of all the possibilities, I did not foresee this. But what you gonna do? Don't cry for me. I already have people picking on me. I can take it. Because as a fan, I have been to the promised land. And there's a lot of good stuff to see. Lamar Jackson shining. Kansas City look like they're going to have to show some fight. Technically, the NFC East is wide open. But here I go. Look at me hoping. Nope, I ain't going to do it. I release that. I will enjoy this season regardless of what my team do or don't do. Don't cry for me. Say that for Daniel Jones. Because he trying. But he don't feel safe back there. And Saquon, he look better. But he not backity back. He out there. He fighting. Too many mistakes. Don't cry for me. We'll be back. One day. Right? It's the law of averages.
Unsolicited genius.
Mr. White, we really need all these guns?
Now, if you put yours down first.
Michael K. Williams was a master of his craft. May he rest in peace. He is an inspiration to me. So in honor of one of his more famous characters, Chalky from Boardwalk Empire, I share with you the poem If by Rudyard Kipling, which I heard watching Boardwalk Empire. It came at a pivotal moment in the show, resonated with me, did some digging, and here it is. If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave for life too, broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
You are listening to
Unsolicited genius.
That last snippet concludes this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit us up in the DMs. We're on Instagram. Let us know what you think. If you really miss Mo, if you really miss Craig, you could tell me. My feelings won't be hurt. But before you part, I would like to impart a final thought. It is ugly out there. It is beautiful out there. It is up to us how we perceive the world around us. We see it all. How can you not? But where you have choice is how you feel. Where you have choice is how you judge. It's hard on Haiti, but the Fuji's back on tour. My Giants suck, but they're going to beat the Cowboys. Omar is no longer with us, and he will be missed. But the work that Michael K. Williams leaves behind will last our entire lives. With all that's happening in the world around us, all that we see on TV, all that's transpiring in our communities, all the arguments at the sports bar, you have a right to feel anything that you feel. Just know the spectrum of emotions that are available to us is broad. So choose wisely. And on that, I say good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Unsolicited genius.
You are listening to Unsolicited Genius.